Hello everyone and welcome back to the back nine of round 2 here at the Maine State Championships. I'm Tristan Tanner, joined again in the box with Thomas Gilbert. We have a pretty exciting front nine going. Garrett has taken the lead by 3 strokes and a handful of players tied for second at 10 under par. This back nine has, like we said on the front, a lot of tricky holes. I feel like this course just plays very interesting and tricky. Here you see the leaderboard. Garrett with that 3-stroke lead
over myself, Josh, and Jason Dore, and a few other people as well at this time. There was quite a mix-up going on, and this back nine is definitely one where things can happen. Look at that slow-mo of that ace run again. That was a sweet shot.
We have the UDisc leaderboard check-in. Garrett 6 down through the front nine, and there's me. I jumped up. I was tied for second at this time, and you see some other players making some moves.
Simon Lizotte, 6 under through 13. Ray Rothsberger, 6 through 14.
Moving into hole number 10. Only a 490-foot par 4. Once again, a pretty short par 4. But like we said, tricky lines out here. A lot of players are choosing just mid or putter off the tee, trying to get somewhere in this landing zone to have either the forehand line around the left side or the slight hyzer backhand down the right. But placement off this tee shot is really crucial because there is a lot of jail on this hole.
Yeah, there's a lot of shots that I almost feel like the second shot's a scramble, just because it's so hard to stay in that fairway, in that landing zone, either left side or right side. You see a lot of people here. We're going to go with mids. This is a rock 3 from Jason.
And that's perfect placement.
Yes.
You really
Absolutely perfect.
You really can't place it any better than that. This is looks to be your glow rock 3.
Yep.
A little bit of a beat up straighter one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put it on the hyzer that it needs so it can drift left and a little bit of a straight skip, and it's going to be tucked in behind those right side trees.
Garrett going with a little bit of faster driver.
Yeah, he's going with his T-bird, I believe, and just flipping it up. And that looked really good, but it's far enough that it's not past those, or it's just past those guardians.
Yep.
So he'll have some sort of approach to the green.
Josh jumping on the boat with that mid-range play. This was a little bit of a flexier release and just not quite overstable enough. Going to be on that right side, and there are some tricky shots from over there.
Catches an early tree, and he's going to be sitting about 100 feet or so from the basket. Here I am. I got my Sexton Firebird. I have a very small window just to the right of these 4 little trees. And I thought I hit perfectly, but just caught a super skinny tree that I couldn't really see.
Yeah, it looked really good out of your hand. Jason, after the perfect drive, just got a little standstill backhand hyzer. Just needs to miss those guardians. And that's a very common place to end up on this second shot. Pretty tricky to get up closer than that to the basket. I think those trees are right at pin high, but they are a little bit short. Garrett with a little bit of an errant release, it looked like. But he's going to be edge of circle up to the right.
Here I'm just trying to put it up high and just hoping to miss one of these trees here. Catches that last one, but still manages to get just inside circle.
Yeah, that's a fine reaction. Jason with a jump putt.
And I really liked that shot there. I mean, he didn't try to test those trees at all. He put it to a spot where he knew he could land softly and just trusted his putt for this 25-footer that he would have come up.
Yep, smart play there. Garrett looked to maybe clipped that little bit of pine needle early on in the putt. This is right side.
Jason just sails a little bit high over the basket. That would have been a great birdie to pick up on this hole. Here I am from about 28 feet.
Great stick there. Good par save.
A really nice putt there coming back. I know that can be a tricky range sometimes for Garrett, so glad to see him catching most of those today. It's really on fire.
Jason with a good putt. Also for par. Oh.
And that was a dead center cut through.
That one barely even slowed down going
Yeah.
through the chains. That's really unfortunate to see.
Yeah, he was disappointed there. We were walking the next hole. He was like, it was like the chains weren't even there. Just went straight through. And I'm counting how many chain links there are on the basket. It sometimes can make a difference. But here we are on hole 11. I think this is one of the most picturesque holes on the course. Absolutely beautiful green fairway, slanting from left to right, 555 feet, par 4. And really you just want to get your drive up on the hillside somewhere. Then you'll have a short approach up into this beautiful green. Not to mention this super tight gap off the tee. Really crucial that you hit this gap.
And the way the gap shapes up, even though you want the disc finishing right, the gap makes you want to throw a hyzer release. So a lot of players were electing for more understable disc, trying to get that late flip. What is this for you here?
This is my Star Destroyer. This shot worked out really well in practice, so I'm just trying to execute that again.
Oh no. Oh boy.
And that kicked so far left. I am in some other hole's fairway. I'm not even sure which one.
Wow, that was a lot of action off that tree. And you see Garrett after that, just electing for the mid-range, going with that Glow Rock 3, just trying to control a straight shot, playing his spots.
Really well done there. This was a really nice release here by Josh. Getting it perfect ride of Anheuser all the way up and then just checking up left to land on the hillside perfectly.
Oh, wow, and you are way over here.
Yeah, I didn't have much. I'm just trying to punch through those leaves with a forehand and kind of gets knocked down and gonna leave me a long approach for this par save. Got my Cloud Breaker 2, just really trying to flip it up the right side. There is this gap that I can hit. Throw it as hard as I can, skip up the hill, but that's gonna leave me about 100 feet short. A really tricky position.
Yeah, Jason had to hold off his follow-through a little bit there on that hyzer. Oh, and that is so well done. From way out of position, it seemed like, to have pretty much drop-in 3.
Wow. And Garrett, really nice use of his footwork there to kind of pull that shot over with the downslope. And he's right there for the birdie as well.
Yeah, really well executed. Seeley going with a flex forehand. A little bit high, needs to sit down. Filters to 20, 25 feet.
Yeah.
Not the run you were probably looking for.
No, I'm just Honestly, from that range, I was just trying to get as close as I could to the basket. I mean, if that goes perfect, maybe it goes in, but wasn't really expecting too much there. That is a great birdie start for the rest of the card. Here I am to clean up my bogey. Really tricky hole if you don't get clean off the tee. These guys played it really, really well, and they're just going to have absolute drop-ins for birdie.
Yep. On back.
Hole number 12, 215 feet, par 3 is just right there in front of you, straight at it. A lot of players choosing forehand because of this right to left sloping green, but some players were also choosing the backhand, just playing for the left side. There is also a little hyzer line on the right. Not a whole lot of players were choosing it, but it is an option on this hole.
Jason just trying to float an AVR down to the basket. Gets a little bit sneaky through the limbs. He'll have probably a putt down from the bottom of the hill. And Garrett is going to opt for this hyzer route. He chooses the rock 3.
Needs to get going left.
Just kept that a little bit too wide. Catches a tree and is going to drop him just outside circle 2.
Little Anheuser release from Seeley, but he skips up and looks to be edge of circle long left.
Yep.
Should have some sort of look at it. Looks like you're going with your pig here.
Yes. Just trying to lay it up the middle of the fairway. Late release, but it kind of gets sneaky through that left side.
Oh, man.
And then unfortunately rolls. Kind of fortunate to catch that log, but I thought I got away with something there.
Yeah, a little good break and then a bad break.
Yeah, evened out.
See Garrett with a soft run with the Sonic, coming up a little bit short. I got to give a quick shout out to Alec Shorey, who was able to card the ace on this hole, and it is on the Disc Golf Pro Tour Instagram if you guys want to see that. Super sweet ace there from Alec. Jason coming up a little bit short on his bid from down the hill.
I felt really confident about that putt, but just couldn't quite commit up the hill. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit frustrated. It's just kind of not really happening for me these past few holes. Kind of felt like I was in a little bit of a slump, but I checked UDisc and saw that I wasn't quite out of it, so I know you just gotta keep pushing even when you're in these kind of down moments in the round.
We just got some par cleanups left for you and Jason.
And don't want to gloss over Josh's great putt for birdie
Yes,
as well.
Definitely.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
number 13, an extremely downhill par 3 coming in at 300 feet. There's this right to left slope, once again, that really only comes in when you're trying to check up your shot. It really doesn't play on the green. The green is a little bit flatter, but it makes it really tricky to judge where you need to land it. If you land your disc a little bit too far, you're just going to go way past the basket, and could be even 5 feet shorter than that, and you come up 50 feet short. See Josh opting for the backhand. Gets lucky through those trees.
Yeah.
Ending up a little bit short left. Going to leave for a pretty scary putt with that slope behind the basket.
Tristan again with his AVR. He's going to try to do a little bit of hyzer flip.
Wow!
Pretty early release, but he sneaks through.
He didn't hit anything on that shot. That was incredible.
And he probably has about 60 feet left to the basket.
Yeah,
Pretty
I mean,
fortunate result
take
after
that.
that tee shot.
Yep, Garrett is going with his Sonic. Trying to play that late flip.
Yeah, he catches a tree and going to kick him down. Probably, most likely a layup from there.
I like this play from you with the forehand putter.
And I just snap it.
Wow.
And it is sailing,
Oh my gosh.
sailing,
A lot of height
Sailing.
on that.
and it is about 90 feet behind the basket. Really just, you need to throw it into the hillside.
Yeah, you have to throw it down on this hole. As soon as you leave it in the air, you get exactly what you did.
A really nice touch there by Garrett,
Do it
making
quick.
sure to land the disc on the same slope as the hill, checking up right beside the basket. And Josh doing same thing, kind of getting stumped there, but that's all right.
And you do have a long look at this. A little bit in the way. Oh. Wow, and that was an inch from being in the basket.
Dude, I know. I felt like I've been over the baskets a whole bunch this round.
Oh, and a huge hit from
That was
Jason.
hearted.
Wow.
That
And-
couldn't do anything about going in the basket.
And after being an inch away from hitting the first available tree on the hole, man, that's a huge, huge way to capitalize on that really great break off the tee.
And that was a sweet putt. Good cleanup there by Joshua. Here myself going to be left with two relatively easy short cleanups.
Got a quick leaderboard check-in. You see Garrett is still holding that lead by 2 strokes over Jason. Joshua moving down to 11.
Casey
Yourself-
White jumping up into fourth,
Yep.
bumping me off that lead card for the time being. See if I can fight back. Simon playing good round as well as a bunch of others.
And moving into hole number 14, which played as the hardest hole on the day, averaging 0.75 over par. It's this very uphill 360-foot par 3. It probably plays closer to 460 with the elevation. Not a whole lot of people were getting birdie looks on this hole.
Yeah, really tricky to flip this shot up the right gap. There's a bunch of trees right where you want to hit it as Jason's kind of moving towards those trees. It's a little bit sneaky through that right side, but he'll be probably about 60 feet short for his birdie look. Super well thrown there by Josh. Throwing it right up the gap you want to hit and just scoots up there.
Garrett not really happy with that one. Just barely missing his line, hitting that tree in the center of the fairway. This is you throwing the same destroyer you threw back on hole number 9, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Let's try to rip it full power. Get a little bit sneaky through that right side. And
Wow.
yeah, it got up there.
You're pin high right. That is crazy. Only 5% of the field was finding circle 2 in regulation on this hole. So being anywhere up there is absolutely crazy.
Nice
Jason.
forehand approach. And here we have Jason Dore lining up his putter Annie. And he knew it right out of his hand. Wasn't quite happy with that shot there. Here I am from about 50 feet, right side of the basket.
Oh, and chain out left side once again, so close to making another big putt.
Mm-hmm. That would have been a great 2 to pick up. Definitely one that you want.
Yeah, there was actually only 1-2 on the day as we see Garrett hit the band there. And it was Chris Clemens, lefty, able to put it inside circle 2, it looked like, and hit the putt.
Yeah, great shot there. He was throwing these massive forehands. And he said he put it just, I think, circle's edge.
Wow.
Just maybe just outside circle and nailed the putt.
Crazy. You cleaning up a par. Got Garrett for bogey.
Mm-hmm.
Jason also for bogey as we move into hole number 15.
Hole 15 is a really, really tricky dog leg left. Only 278 feet. It's a par 3. But you can't emphasize enough how far left you have to get on this green. It's the best kind of shot for this hole is maybe a skip shot, forehand Annie. Some people even just try to go super inside, getting sneaky through the trees. I mean, it's really something that you might have to do if you want to get close to this green. Looking
Josh.
pretty good.
He played a little bit more understable of a disc, a little bit wider, trying to flight it a little bit farther,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to playing the skip shot.
Yeah, here I'm throwing my Sexton Firebird, the 2020 version, a little bit more stable. And it saw it off really hard. Get a big skip.
Oh my. And the little trickle roll to 6 inches away from the pin. That was an
Yeah.
incredible shot.
That was a lot of fun to watch. This hole is blind as well, so that was super cool to see how it got up there. And Jason going with that inside gap. Oh. And he said he was going for
That's
that
all right.
gap.
I
So
missed
that
the
was a really well thrown shot, just catching one of those late trees. Probably would have been right up there with me if he had gotten that shot clean. Garrett as well, going with the Firebird. And just catches a tree on that right side.
And this hole came up with some really interesting stats. Only 11% of the field found circle 1 in regulation, and 9% of those 11 were parked.
Wow.
Yeah, 9% parked on this hole with only 11% inside circle 1. Very surprising there.
I mean, we see my shot there is parked, and I heard Casey White as well with an inside flex forehand put it to 3 feet.
Wow. Incredible shot from Casey. Looked like a
I wanna
layup
give it a
from
run,
Jason.
But I don't want to give it a run, but I do want to give it a run.
Drop in par for Josh. And here's you with just your drop-in birdie.
Yeah, that's a really good one to get. Great feeling birdie to get.
Hole number 16, downhill par 3. A lot of players elect for the forehand down this left side, trying to skip it back up to the right. Some players do choose a little bit of an inside line with a backhand mid-range. Only 294 feet, so it's really just whatever you are comfortable with to try to get, once again, just a look at this basket.
Here I am on the box, going with another Sexton Firebird. This is my 2015 one. A bit straighter, great for forehands.
Started off on hyzer, needs to miss that. And if anything, that slowed it down a little bit. Checks you up, probably about 22 feet left there.
Yep.
Josh electing for the standstill forehand. Gets through, skips to,
Take my chances.
looks to be just outside the circle, short left.
Probably about 40 feet. This looking really nice.
Man. And that's just the thing you gotta miss. You really want to play a really low shot, but then once you're throwing downhill, it's really hard to get it as low as you want. Garrett once again choosing that glow rock 3. Trying to play this little inside line, and just unfortunately squares up one of those guardians. He's gonna have a long look with his Sonic. Got a chance.
Oh, and he thought that was in right out of his hand. And Garrett a little bit disappointed here. He's having a bit of a dry spell as well.
Jason just a little bit short on that run.
Here we are. Joshua's look for birdie from about 40 feet.
Oh, and he catches it right side.
Great putt there. He was super excited for that putt. He was like, man, I haven't gotten a circle 2 look all round.
Yeah.
And he's just a putter that's super confident in his circle 2 putting. So, I mean, great on him. That was a great putt.
Good confident putt there from you as well for your birdie.
Nice clean up there. A double G. Jason as well to clean up the par.
Quick leaderboard check-in. See yourself moving yourself back up the leaderboard. Garrett kind of sitting stagnant at 13 under. Simon, Casey, and Chris all making good moves, as well as Terry and Trevor. Moving into hole number 17, this played as the 4th easiest hole on the day, coming in at 243 feet. There's 2 gap choices here. This inside line that the drone is going to fly, and then there's left of this tree that we're passing now. Forehand is generally the play on this hole, but some players were choosing a turnover backhand on the left side gap. Yet again, another sloped fast green. It's kind of hard to control the angle. Rollaways were happening pretty frequently on this hole.
Here we are again. Going with that same forehand Firebird that I had on the hole before. Got a little bit sneaky past that tree, but a great result there, putting me about 16 feet away from the basket.
Josh going for that same disc he's been throwing on most of his forehands for this round. I'd assume he's throwing this little flex line. A little bit too much angle out of his hand.
Yeah.
Gonna drop down short left of the basket. Just probably gonna be laying that one up.
Right into it. Bang!
Jason,
Couldn't see, but he squared a tree pretty early. Leave that tree just on the right side. He's going to be short, just looking to pitch up for par. Garrett with his Firebird. Sort of flex this Annie through there. Missing those trees inside.
oh, great roll. Now it needs to sit
Yep.
Flops right by the basket. Nice approach there from Jason, playing a little bit of that ground play. Seeley has a little bit of an awkward lie here.
And as you see, he kind of caught his leg in that tree there.
Yep.
He was hurting a little bit after the shot, but he picks himself up, laughs it off, and he'll have this putt left to save par.
Similar distance to the one he just hit on the hole before. Oh, and he capitalizes on another one. Great hit there from Josh.
Absolutely. Kind of curious, what was the hole spread for today?
This hole averaged 2.71.
Okay, so one of the easier holes in the day?
Yep. Yep. Fourth easiest.
Mm-hmm.
Good birdies from yourself and Garrett.
Yep, that's what you'll kind of see. 2 birdies, 2 pars. It's pretty common on that hole.
Hole number 18. This one is actually 570 feet. It's a par 4 going up this hill. The more right you are off the tee is going to open up so you can see the basket a little bit better on your second shot. This is kind of another interesting green on the hillside over this little dip. Hard to judge the distance on the approach.
Here I am up with that same destroyer I've been throwing so much this round already. Just looking to go full power, get it as far up there as possible.
This needs to turn. Going straight at the spotter. Just a little bit left side. That's going to leave you a pretty tricky approach. Garrett choosing that Halo Wraith again. Going to be trying to get a little bit more turn.
And this looks money. Absolutely smashed, flexing back at the perfect time.
Oh my gosh, and that's way up there.
He'll have probably a run with his Sonic.
Yep.
With how much of a backstop there is on the green. Perfect scenario there for double G. And Josh here trying to channel in his own double G power. Yeah, he just turns a little too much.
If it sits down, he's a little bit too far right now in the rough. 3 might be out of play from there, so he'll probably have to scramble for a par. Jason, this needs to get flippy quick.
Yeah, just similar to my shot, didn't quite get that turn that he was hoping for. And we're going to be in a pretty similar spot. And Josh just having to pitch up a forehand to the middle of the fairway.
Smart play there, not trying to bite off too much distance. Knowing the spot you need to be to make a good approach into the green. Here he is. It's like that same mid-range he's been throwing a lot this round. That needs to get stable quick. Left side.
Yeah, just barely inside circle. So he'll have that putt left for his par. And here we are with Jason's final approach for the round.
Oh,
He has a
great.
really nice shot from that tricky stance in the woods. And
Bummer.
Jason here telling me it's pretty open. And he wasn't wrong. Here I have my Mako 3 going the same line he is. Just throwing up wide, getting that glide. And
park job to finish out your round after
Yeah.
a little bit slow middle section. Catch
very,
some fire. Gonna birdie the last 4 holes.
yeah, very happy to get those last 4 holes.
And Garrett just throwing that Sonic like he usually does. Gonna have a tap in birdie to move to 15 under par for his round.
Very nice.
This is Josh for a par save.
Just a little bit low,
Unfortunate bogey to finish out the round there.
but he was still happy. He was checking scores on the last hole and knew that even with a bogey, he would stay on lead card.
Nice. Good Destroyer tap in for you.
Great round there by Double G. 8 under par is super solid on this course. Gosh.
Really making sure to execute that drop in the best you can.
There we have it. That was the conclusion of round 2 here at Bittersweet Ridge. Here's our leaderboard check-in. Garrett Gurthie leading it by 2 at 15 under par, myself at 13, and Jason and Josh at 12. Simon Lazat, Casey White, Chris Clemens, and Terry Rothsberger will make up your chase card at 10 under par, and then Terry at 9.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to tune in for round 3 here on the GK Pro channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.